Welcome to my channel Made by Kate. I'm Kate and I'm really happy and excited to be filming this video. Firstly, let me introduce myself. I'm 29 years old. I'm from Slovakia and I work as a structural engineer. In my spare time, I really love reading books and sewing, and the latter one is the reason why we're here. I would really like to post videos like sewing vlogs, sewing challenges, thrift flips, and maybe altering my clothes. It would be really appreciated if you'd like to join me in my journey. I guess that's enough about me, and we can get to the point of today's video. So I'm sure, as you've already seen in the title, I'm gonna be sewing matching jackets for me and for my Frenchie. So this is she. Her name is Lady. She's going to be our second model in this video. And she's going to be 6 years old next year in March. So she's pretty much still a puppy. I guess if you hear any snorting in the background of my videos, she's the reason. Okay, the models were introduced. Next, what we need to know about the sewing projects are the sewing patterns. For my jacket, I've chosen Tom Jacket sewing pattern by Sewing Machina, and I'm going to be making it fully lined. Although the pattern is not for fully lined jackets, she released a YouTube video tutorial where she shows you what changes you need to make in order to get a fully lined jacket, so I'm going to be following that as well. And for ladies jacket, I'm just going to wing it, I guess. Already sewn her one winter jacket. It was, I think, 2 years ago, and it's not perfect, and I think that's going to be my starter point, like what I did back then and what I can improve. So we'll see about that one. For the most exciting part of this sewing is the fabric. I've had an eye on this fabric for a little while, and I really like it. It's this pre-made quilt that I bought. I thought it's gonna be more violet, more purple. It's quite bluish, but I think it's still going to suit my skin tone, and obviously it's going to suit Lady. Everything suits her. And for the lining, I just bought this other quilt because that one it's pretty thin for my liking. We have quite cold winters, and I want to be matching with her, and she only wears her jackets in winter, so I'm going to be lining it with this basic quilt. This one is only one-sided. From the other side it has the padding, but I think it will work. It was quite cheap, and I didn't want to spend too much time making my own with some more exciting color. So now we've talked about the models, the sewing patterns, and the fabrics, and I guess that means it's time to start sewing. It's the next day. Yesterday I got a little bit overwhelmed by how long the cutting process took, and I didn't feel like talking to camera again, so we'll catch up now. I started following the second video I made. It was the one with fully lined Tom jacket. I started with cutting the shell pieces, and basically that was almost without changes. Only the lining pieces were changed, and that was really a little bit. The only changes were to the facing. One was shortened by a few centimeters, and both of them were added 1 centimeter seam allowance on one side. But She explained it really well in her video. After cutting the shell pieces, I had to make my lining pieces. I followed her video. It was quite easy, and for me it was also fun. It was interesting to see how it all works, how the pattern making works. Then I cut those lining pieces and it was time to sew. Cutting part took me around 1 hour and 30 to 40 minutes. I really hate cutting fabrics. It is, well, I don't hate it, but it is my least favorite part of the sewing process. And I would really like to know what is your least favorite part of the sewing process, and not to be so negative, or you can also write your most enjoyable part. For me, that would be obviously the finished product, but if we don't count that one, it would be maybe a little bit lame. But for me, my most enjoyable part of sewing, just following the steps really and seeing it's not that difficult. So after I cut everything, it was time to start sewing finally. I started with the lining, which is done. This is how it looks like. I did not have a problem during this part. I think it was pretty straightforward, just sewing the parts together. After the lining was sewn, I followed with sewing the shell pieces, and I'm almost done. I just need to sew the sleeves and the collar, and it will be prepared to sew the lining and the shell together. So when I bought the pattern, I didn't realize all these finishing touches, but I really like them. It's all the top stitching, also on the shoulder seam. I think it looks really nice, and also the pockets are really big and nice. So I think I will enjoy them a lot. What is a garment without pockets, right? Although I messed up a little bit on the shell, because I thought my shell fabric is the same from the good and the bad side, like there is no really good and bad side. I was wrong. Like the color is obviously the same, but the stitching of the quilt is knot. I'm not sure if you're going to see it on camera, but some panels I accidentally sewed from the wrong side. This panel is from, the stitching is quite is more light and a little bit shiny, and this panel next to it, it's more dark and without shine. But honestly, I don't think anyone will see it, and at least it's symmetrical. The pieces I messed up is this outer part of the back, and also it's the pockets. They are from the wrong side, but honestly, I don't care. And also during the sewing of the pockets, I was really excited. They looked so good, and then I realized I sewed two exactly the same pockets. So I had to seam rip and start again on one of them. And that didn't took as long, so it was okay. Not that I had any choice. Okay, it's time to finish the shell and the jacket, but also I figured this weekend I won't have time to finish both of the jackets. I kind of predicted it, that it's going to take quite a while, but never mind. I will have to split the video on two parts. The first part I will sew my jacket, and the second part I will sew lady's jacket, and the final reveal will be in the second part, so you watch it. Okay, so let's get sewing. Okay, so the shell is done. I won't even admit how many mistakes I made sewing this. It was quite frustrating. I had to seam rip so many times, and I don't really understand why, because those were the same steps I followed yesterday and everything worked perfectly. But with the shell, okay, it's done. So here's how it's looking. I've inserted the sleeves. and also the color. And now I guess I'm going to sew it together. Well, I've started joining the lining with the shell piece, and guess what happened after I sewed the bottoms together? I ran out of the bobbin thread. So I put it out, started to wind it. Don't know why it was winding in this cone shape, but okay, never mind. Then my top thread just flew out of its place here. I was like, yeah, that's weird, but okay, I'll put it on the horizontal one. I put it there, continue to wind the bobbin thread, just to see that the bobbin thread is winding on this little thingy and not on the bobbin anymore. So I just quit. Like, there's enough thread on the bobbin that will get me through some of the stitches. Yeah, but luckily it was just the last third of the bottom of the stitch. So yeah, today is a really good day for sewing. But I'm just going to ignore it and hopefully it gets better. Can it go any worse? I guess it can, so see you in the next clip, I guess. Okay, so since last time I spoke to you, I've managed to sew the lining and the shell pieces together. I've managed to insert the elastic to the bottom. I've secured it. I made the stitch all along, the top stitch all along the jacket. I finished the sleeves, as you can see. What else? I think that's it. And I have two last steps to finish this jacket. One of them is this opening I will have to sew together. Oh, I'm lying, there is one more step. I forgot to sew on my tag on the inside of the jacket, so I will hand stitch it at the end. And I need to be able to close the jacket obviously on me, so I will now insert the snap buttons. So let's go. Oh, and we are joined with Lady here. Lady, zakiwaj. Okay, let's go. Okay, I want the left side to be the bottom part, so I will, and hopefully I will be able to do it right. I practiced, so let's hope. But first we need to make holes. I have the Vario thingies. I can't remember what are they called. Like, Lady. Thank you. You don't need to spit on my clothes, do you? You can spit on your jacket, okay? So, I guess this way. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this feels quite stressful. Okay, we have holes on this side. Okay, this way. Hope for the best, Lady. Is it? Is it okay? See, this happened to me on the trial run, and I'm not sure why, but we have a knife. And there. See? Okay, 6 more to go. All 7 done. Now I'm gonna be attaching these, the other side. But first, again, I need to make holes. For the holes, I'm using these. So the holes are done. Now for the second part, I will use these two add-ons, or however you call them. This one is the same as before, and this one is just slightly larger than the one before. And I will put, okay, I will put this part on here, and this one will go from the other side here. Okay, good. And now it moved. Is there? Nope. Now it has to be. Okay, I will try it. And it works. First one is done. Great, we're all done. From the inside and from the outside. Now let's check if it all closes on the bottom. Okay, I think it looks good. Gonna put it like this. So my first ever long form YouTube video is coming to its end, and it's exciting, to be honest. But let's rewind a little bit. As you can see, my jacket is done. I'm really excited and happy about it. I've already worn it out on a dog walk a few minutes ago, and it's amazing. Not gonna lie, it has its flaws, but I still like it. For me, it's perfect, and I made those mistakes, and I'm trying to teach myself to ignore stupid, silly little mistakes that no one else cares about but me. Now I'm gonna list you, I guess, 3 things that I made different with this pattern. And first of them, I did not search anything apart from the pockets, because I don't want the insides of the pockets to fray, and all of the other seams and all of the other edges are hidden inside, and I don't think that's necessary to search them. Although with using quilt fabric, that may have been useful, because some of the quilt stitching was coming undone after I was maneuvering with it a lot. But I will figure something out if it's going to further unravel. Okay, so first thing, I only searched the edges of the pockets. The second change, I did not interface the color and the facing. I didn't think my fabric needed it, although I did interface the front facing, but I only used strips of interfacing where the snap buttons would be, because I was scared that if I don't use it there, that it might be a problem in the future, and I guess better be safe now than sorry later. So I did that. And the last change, what did I do? Okay, I guess there were just 2 changes. I'm not sure why I thought there were 3. If I think about it, if it comes to my mind, I will mention it in the next video. And to my final thoughts, or advice about the pattern. For example, there were these 2 pattern pieces which look identical. Just one of them is shorter than the other. You may see here. And for the life of me, I could not find the difference, or just other than one of them is shorter, and I knew I had to cut only one mirror, but I did not know why they were two. I found out that I can't read. So if you saw it, and you might come to this confusion as me, one is for zipper, the short one, and the longer one is for the snap buttons. Luckily, I just cut the longer one and hoped that if it was wrong, I can still shorten it. Lady. And the other thing, I cut the elastic for the bottom of the jacket according to the instruction manual, but I inserted it, and then I continued with the tutorial video and found out that I was supposed to add a few centimeters. I think she said 20, but just my advice is listen to her at this stage of the video, because I had to pull it out and put in the longer one, because it was just too scrunched up. It wasn't looking as good as it should. These were my notes, and my final thought is that I have a very nice jacket that I'm excited about, and I can't wait to be matching with this little one on my lap. And maybe fun fact, my fiance tried the jacket and it fit him, which confused me for a second, but it's an oversized fit. And obviously the sleeves were short for him, and also the length of the jacket was short, but he liked it, and I guess I will be doing it again for him. Maybe in January, when I have more time, I will sew it again in a larger size. So I guess the pattern is unisex. Okay, that would be it for this week's video. I hope you liked it. Please give it a like if you did. Maybe share it with friends who might enjoy it too. I won't show you the final reveal in this video. I will postpone it to the next one where we are matching with Lady. Guess this is it. See you in the next video next week when we'll finish this two-part series.